who's interested in getting a kit today? Are we actually receiving one of these kits for free? Is anybody actually
Yes.
want one of these?
I think everybody.
Everybody. So
why should I storage in my car?
So the storage of it, the car this time of year is a little bit tricky because you don't want the temperature to go below around 40 degrees in the winter time, and it can't go above 86 degrees for an extended period of time. So it's a little bit tricky. If it helps you, I can actually give you 2 kits if you wanted to keep one maybe on your person and one in your office or something like that. I don't have a problem giving you 2 kits if you're interested in that. So I'm gonna pass out these papers here. If you want 2 kits, take 2 papers. If you want 1 kit, just take 1. There's some questions on the back that we're just going to go over again really quick to make sure that everybody is comfortable with getting these kits and understanding how to identify an overdose. So if you do want 2 kits, just take 2 papers. So what's happening is I'm actually giving these kits to you. By filling out your information, this all goes to Miriam Hospital and gets thrown into a filing cabinet as confidential information.
If we use this one that you're gonna give us, where should we get more to have?
So you can get more, as I said, you can go to any pharmacy. You can walk into any pharmacy and ask for it. But also, if anybody's interested in getting, everybody else have as many? You can go into any pharmacy. You can bring your clients to a pharmacy if that's possible to do, and walk them in there. And other than that, you can contact Michelle McKenzie at Miriam Hospital. Her phone number is on each bottle. And if anybody's interested in doing a training or just going and receiving one-on-one training or just going to get another free dose of Narcan, you can contact her. So one interesting thing, if you do end up using these kits, if these kits get used, we ask that you call Michelle McKenzie, numbers on the bottle there and inside the bottle, and tell her that it was used, because we also are the only organization that records self-reported cases of it being used. So last year we gave out about 730 kits. Over 100 of them were reported as being used, came back as being used. Last year in the state of Rhode Island, so along with this community distribution, you have EMTs that administer Narcan to people regularly, first responders, you have a lot of police that are using Narcan now. Burrillville Police Department used Narcan 11 times this year. The police department showing up at a house for a phone call used it 11 times. And also hospitals use it. Last year there were over 2,200 doses of Narcan used in the state of Rhode Island that actually saved a life. 2,200 doses, which is crazy. You look at the number of fatal overdose deaths was 239. It could have been 2,500 if there wasn't Narcan available. That's how much of an epidemic that we're in right now. So like I said, hopefully you guys don't have to use the Narcan, but in the event that you do, I'm glad that you'll have it. If you want to go over this checklist, we can go over it together really, really quick. It's on the back of this paper. Question number 1 is identify at least 2 things you can reduce risk, ways to reduce risk of overdose. That first one, don't mix substances. That's prescriptions, alcohol, cocaine, and illicit drugs. Start low, go slow. That's due to lower tolerance. And the last one there is use with somebody, or let somebody know that you're using, as ridiculous as it sounds. If people are going to use and say, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom and use. If I'm not out in 5 minutes, knock on the door. Just encouraging people to let somebody else know around them that they are using. At least 2 signs of opioid overdose. You've got the blue-gray fingernails and lips, pale skin. The one thing is that they're unresponsive if you're calling their name, Slapping them in the face isn't gonna help them. You can do it if you want, nobody will know, but it's not actually gonna help them. Along with those other myths too of like dumping a bucket of ice on them, and these are all actually, they're not gonna harm the individual, but it takes up time to do those things, very precious minutes of time. So after you give them Narcan, you want to throw ice at them, go for it. But you don't have to do that. So if they're unresponsive, once again, that chest noogie is a great tool to just rub your hand on their sternum really hard, go really hard. If they're unresponsive to that, that's how you know it's most likely an opiate overdose. And if they're not breathing or very difficulty breathing. What you also do see with shallow breathing is it almost sounds like a gargle, like almost like a snoring sound. If somebody is just very shallow breathing, you might also even begin to see a little bit of foam around their lips. Rescue breathing. You want to lay them on their back, clear their mouth, tilt the head, pinch the nose in 2 quick breaths, and then 1 breath every 5 seconds. Sounds like a lot, but it's, and once again, somebody's body you can inject naloxone on, their arm, thigh, butt. If someone does not respond to that first dose of naloxone and the ambulance is not there yet, within 3 to 5 minutes, use the second dose. Once again, it's not going to cause any additional harm to them by giving them a second dose or any harm at all. And then the one thing that we didn't, we'll do the order of overdose rescue. You want to try to awaken the person, shout their name, the chest noogie, call 911. That's really the number one thing you want to do, is get an ambulance on the way. Rescue breathing, and then the naloxone injection. So that's the preferable order that you do it in. If you have to do it in another order because you're freaking out, that's fine, but ideally it would happen in that order. And then number 7 we didn't go over yet, but why would you put somebody in the recovery position? So if you have to walk away, for example, I mean we're fortunate now that everybody's got cell phones in their pocket, but if you have to walk away from somebody for any reason, whether it's to call an ambulance, or maybe the ambulance showed up and you have to make sure they get in the building okay, or whatever the case is, if you have to leave somebody, you want to leave them in what they call the recovery position. And what the recovery position is it's putting them on their side with 1 leg over and 1 arm over. So they're on their side like this. And what that does is it opens up the pathway to breathing more than if they were just on their back. Because what can happen is if they're on their back or they're face down, they're at a lesser chance of getting the oxygen that they need for the little shallow breathing that they are sort of conducting at that moment. So if you have to leave somebody, you leave them in the rescue position.